Let my theme music keep playing, DJ. Don't front on me.
I can feel
Yeah.
it coming in the air tonight.
You know how long you gotta let it play?
Oh
To
Lord,
the breakdown, right?
and I've been waiting for this
Yeah,
moment.
for you youngsters, y'all download that. That's a classic.
Lord,
Look next to somebody, they'll tell you if you don't already
can you
know.
feel it coming in the air tonight?
Woosah.
Oh Lord,
Keep it going.
oh Lord.
Yeah, we're gonna do some therapy.
Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend
You don't stop.
a hand. I've seen your
You got a picture
face
for me?
before, my friend,
Okay.
but I don't know if you know who I am.
My bodyguard's here.
Well, I was there and I saw what you did.
That's my bodyguard right there.
With my own two eyes.
That young man was hazardous to my health.
Wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies.
All been a pack of lies. Let's go.
And I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Uh-huh.
Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
Get a little sexy on this part. I don't know if I put some lotion down here. Now I think about that. Maybe I should hide those.
How could I
Oh, this one looks a little bit
kiss
better.
the first time, the last time we ever met?
Yeah, we gonna break bread tonight.
But I know the reason why.
I sat in the car 3 hours. We gonna kick it tonight. For sure.
The hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows.
Rock with it if y'all know about it. Rock with it.
You and me.
Yeah! Hey! Hey!
Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my
Hey!
Lord.
Yeah! Thank you guys for having me. What up, though? I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I want to do a couple of thank yous. Dr. Trust, thank you. Please give it up for him. This is what I call the charity that make it to the hood. So many times people want to influence our community, but it be window shopping. It be fake. It don't be authentic. Thank you, brother. We need this. This is life-changing. Give it up for him. This is game-changing. And I noticed while you get a chance to float on water and look all smooth and cool, I learned who the legs are underneath you that keep pedaling and pedaling and pedaling. LaWanna Williams. Please give it up for her. And coach, my brother, Cornell Mann. Give it up for my brother. Now, I know y'all gonna see him on campus, and I know he was real humble when he was up here, but my brother could hoop. He had game. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate you. I appreciate each of you guys for welcoming me. And also, I want to thank all of you educators, philanthropists, activists, teachers, coaches. Are any of y'all in here? Because and I say this respectfully, as somebody that graduated from high school, graduated from college, that's the founder of a high school right now, I'll tell you, the work that you guys do, the sacrifices that you guys make is incredible because it's a thankless job. It's a thankless job because you're trying to get outcomes for each human being that you encounter. But the problem is that's not realistic. So how can we meet young people where they are and put them in position to be successful? Raise your hand if you've ever felt overworked and underpaid. So that means, so you know what that means? That means you're doing it for the love. Give it up. You're doing it for the love. Hey, put my bodyguard back up there. Now, a lot of people have told my story, and I was thinking about like a theme that I was going to kind of use. And as I sat, the last hour or so, I was like, the rose that grew from concrete is going to be my theme. Because I'm the young man that y'all work with every day. So you see me up here now, I ain't had time to get a cut, but I try to stay student and booted. But anyway, you see me up here now as somebody that's 51 years old. However, I remember being that young person that you guys influenced that you wanted to put in a headlock. That was me. And as I think of my journey, I'll start elementary school. I was a pretty good student, but one of the things I learned about myself that I was smarter than a few of my friends, most of them. I'm a pretty good student. Y'all kind of dumb. And so what I used to do, I used to finish my work real fast so I can play the rest of the time. That was me in the classroom, throwing paper at people. People up there trying to get a presentation, I'm coughing, I'm laughing, teasing. You mess up, belly laugh. Ha ha, you stupid. I was that student. But I still took care of business in the classroom. I still got my grades. I was trying to figure it out as a young person. At that time, we played whatever sport was happening that season. It wasn't, oh, he kind of tall, he kind of skinny, so he can only play basketball. It wasn't like that. I played football during football season. I actually used to think I was Ed Too Tall Jones. I played defensive end, I played a little tight end, and then all of a sudden I realized they hit in this game really hard. And I'm like, no. And it ain't the kind of hits y'all see on Thursday, Sunday, and Monday now. They could, knock your block off. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go across the middle. I'm like, I ain't trying to play tight end. You crazy? I want to hit people. And so, fell in love with sports. Ran cross country. I ran cross country 4 years in high school. It was a requirement for the basketball team. Cornell gonna have his team doing it in one way, shape, or form. That's how you get them in shape. Run track, and then that's how you eliminate the room. You guys would appreciate the eliminate the room thing. Hey, we having basketball tryouts at 3:30 today. Everybody meet at the gym. Everybody gonna be there, right? 100 people, 150 people gonna show up. Everybody there. People I know you ain't trying out for the basketball team. You don't even like basketball, right? So everybody gonna show up. And then Coach Watson, my father figure, my mentor, he walks in and says, anybody that want to play on the basketball team, we got a cross-country meet on Thursday. 90% of the room was gone in 5 or 10 minutes. If anybody's ever spent Michigan winters, I'm pretty sure as most of us have, that's when we ran cross-country. In the winter, outside, in those tight shorts, freezing, literally. So what the basketball team would do, I'm not proud of this. I don't think this is cute or cool. I'm not condoning this in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying I could be that knucklehead kid that sometimes you go home and complain to your significant other about. That's what this is all about. So what we used to do is push down the real track athletes from the other teams so our real track athletes can actually try to win the race. We were literally running up to them and pushing them down. Like, run right, oh, my bad. Because what ended up happening, we didn't realize as basketball players, we was bringing the score down for the team and how we qualified for state. And the players that actually wanted to be track athletes were mad at us because we was messing up their score. We was like, we got y'all. So I was like a Charles Oakley. I was like a goon of cross country. Again, not cute or cool, not promoting. Just one of the mischievous young people that you work with every day. Let's go to middle school. Wanted to play basketball, as Cornell mentioned. My father played in the league, but I never met him. So, young people, just because your parents' situation may be a little tricky, or maybe a little funky, I didn't look at life like, oh, I didn't meet my dad, so. I was like, oh, I didn't meet my dad, so he gonna know my name one day. That's what I was on. And so, middle school, trying to play a little ball, went to St. Cecilia, was so very happy to be around the Godfather, Sam Washington, at a gym where I used to go when I was a shorty, watch George Gervin, make 25 finger rolls before he played, and then send me to the store to get him a pack of squares. I must have thought I was older than I really was. And all of a sudden, I got introduced to something in middle school, in the summer, hanging out on the block. It's called Applejack. You ever heard of that before? That's when you go into the store and you cop Jack Daniels and you cop apple juice and you put the Jack Daniels in the bottle with the apple juice. Ain't nobody gonna know you got liquor. It's in the apple juice bottle. You're fooling everybody. You're so smart. And now, granted, the store let us cop. Now think about this. I'm 13, walked straight in the store. Didn't even think about it twice. As a matter of fact, wasn't even hiding it. Like, go right to it. Boom, let me get that, and that. And there's 4 or 5 of us. And then all of a sudden, you realize you're exposing yourself to alcohol at a very young age. Why is that? It's because it was so common in my fear. Think about it. Every time we're celebrating, or every time we're frustrated, or every time we feel pain or anxiety, sometimes we need an outlet. And I didn't realize as a young person, I was using, and it wasn't just me, it was everybody else too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about me right now. And what ends up happening is those habits carry. And so I'm going back and forth to school, getting pretty good grades still, but all of a sudden, I'm getting into fights. I got into like 2 or 3 fights, and I was kissing a girl in school and got in trouble for that too. Yeah, but it was consensual. But, I guess that's not something you should be doing as a 7th grader in school, And so they kicked me out. I got kicked out. Cornell, I was at the St. Cecilia basketball factory, going to school playing for Sam Washington, and got kicked out of school. I felt like my life was over. I was embarrassed. Couldn't even hoop. I'm the best player in the neighborhood, but I ain't even on the team. Ain't even on the team. So I transferred in 8th grade to a school in my neighborhood. that's when I started to take life a little more serious because I got humbled. And in 8th grade, I started going to the store every day, dribbling the ball between my legs, shooting at night. Like, I'm old enough to play. In the 70s, we played on milk crates. Now, you got to want to do this. Like, by the time I played in the gym, I'm like, this is heaven. We was playing outside on a milk crate. You want to test your strength and your love for something? Try to put a hole in the bottom of a milk crate. See how long that take you with a butter knife. Okay? That's love. And that's passion. And you put it on the telephone pole. So now, dog, you found me into that pole, and I got splinters all over me. It's going to be a real problem. So you know what I started doing? Shooting runners, shooting floaters. Those used to be considered bad shots. For anybody to watch basketball now, you shoot a floater or a runner, they call it a giant killer. Then it was like, take the ball strong to the hole. But I started doing that because, number one, it's a pole right there, and this dude is wild, and he's wilder. And then the other thing is I've hit this pole multiple times, and it don't feel good hitting a pole, falling on the ground in the middle of winter in Detroit for this game that I love. But if you love it, you got to want to do it. Like you guys. You got to love it to want to do it. And you guys know, kids don't care how much y'all know until they know how much y'all care. And so I'm very visual. And so even in our school, I remember sitting in the doctor's office or the dentist's office, and we'll get into that too, and looking at how they put their degrees or their diplomas and their accomplishments up. I immediately went back to the school and had all of our teachers do that. So if y'all not doing that at your schools or wherever you are, consider it. Because you want that young person to have a mental image when they walk into your room, walk into your classroom, walk into your office. You want them to have a visual when you're not speaking that this person knows more than I do. Because even as parents, how many times we as parents look at our own kids and be like, I have to be speaking a different language right now. Like, I must be. You know what I'm saying? Am I speaking Chinese and you're speaking English? Like, this has to be happening. That's what your own kids. That's what your own kids. So the young people that you serve is very important, and I'm pretty sure you guys do this. To be a little patient, have good body language, have a smile, have good energy. And here's a key thing. Try to get to know the young people intimately. Because the more you know about them, hey, how your mom doing? I heard she wasn't feeling well. Hey, what's going on with your dad? I'm sorry to hear about your grandmother. Oh, it's great that your sister did this in school. The more that you learn about them, the more they start to trust you. And you guys know, if you trust somebody, that goes a long way in the authenticity of your relationship with them. And for me, as I get to high school, there was somebody I really trusted, Perry Watson. I went to school on the west side, right by Cooley. Cooley had just won a couple of state championships in a row. Great program. I could walk to school. She like, everybody in this neighborhood go to Cooley? You gonna go to any school but Cooley. I was like, and she's like, I'm gonna introduce you to somebody. And eventually I met Coach Watson. I'm like, you want me to catch 2 buses to high school? Like, yeah. That's what I did. Dedication. She used to have to go up 8 Mile and Mound to go to work at Chrysler, where she was a key puncher for 25 years. If I was up and ready to go around 7, I could jump a ride with her and get to Livernois. If I was lollygagging around, she would leave me, and I would have to take 2 buses. And I learned quick, because 3 of the 4 years I was in high school, we ain't have heat. I was boiling water to wash up. You want to know struggle? If you've ever shared bath water with one of your siblings. Okay? I lived it. I did it in high school. So I used to wake up in the morning, take my mother's car, take the kerosene heater to try to fill up the kerosene heater for my mother to give her support so I can feel like the house is warm when she wake up in the morning. I did that while in high school. Boiling water to wash up and to eat. Using a hot plate to cook food. It makes really good fried bologna. Cut some slits in it, burn the ends. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. It makes some really good spam. Burn the ends. Right? And so I started to take basketball more serious, life more serious. Because you know why? I had 2 older brothers. My oldest brother, Bill, who I lost a couple of years ago, worked in the banking industry. He's an entrepreneur. He was all about money. He was all about career. He was doing his thing, killing it. My second brother, Kevin, was in the military. He's in the Army for 10 plus years or whatnot, so he was in and out of the city because he was in the military. So in my world, when they out of the house, like, I'm the man of the house, right? So I got to take care of mom. And so I started to take life a lot more serious. And I was like, hey, Mom, because my mother used to be a bartender when I was younger, as well as work at Chrysler. So she did that on the weekend to get extra money. And I used to go with her when I was small. And we had this blue Chrysler Cordoba. I don't even think I really ever told this story. See what you're making me do? So I'm sitting in the back of the car. We leave in the bar. And my mother always wanted me to sit behind the passenger seat. But for this night, you know, I'm counting my money, I'm feeling good. Think about it, I'm at the bar with my mom, so we hustling. I'm getting people Shirley Temples. I'm playing the pinball machine. I'm getting them squares out of the machine. I'm warming up cars for them before they leave. I'm wiping off their cars in the wind. Like, you working, I'm working too. Like, we hustling. They giving me $1, I'm like, I'm leaving with my little bag too. So I'm sitting in the back. She's like, get on the other side. And I was just being silly. She stopped at the light. And for some reason, I just put my foot down. And I moved the mat. You could see the ground. And I was like Fred Flintstone. I'm like, put my foot on the ground, put my hand on the ground. I'm like, that is the ground. Yes, the ground. It's a hole in the car. We're riding in a vehicle that has a hole in it. And I tell my mom, I'm mad. I'm like, I'm going to the league. Shoot, I'm sick of this. I'm tired of being broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of you, Ma. I'm going to buy you a house. I'm going to retire you. Like, I'm going to do that. But a lot of people say what they're going to do. And I always acknowledge this. And this is one that you can use for your young people. I can't hear what you're saying because your actions are so loud. So, I can't hear you. I can't hear you because your actions are so loud. So now I'm like, so what am I going to do? High school honor roll student, was crushing it. And we had this, Pepsi Cola had this challenges that they brought to our school. And if you had a 3.5 in advanced classes, you could meet a special guest. But they never told us who it was. So I'm like, I gotta meet the special guest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no dumb jock. I always hated that term. Like, I was one of the people that was like, I'm never gonna be considered a dumb jock. Everybody's gonna talk about what I do in basketball, but I'm gonna make sure it's more substance to me than just basketball. So I'm grinding, trying to get my grade point average right, and all of a sudden, the guest arrives. It's Magic Johnson. Now imagine the star of the basketball team don't get his grades, and ain't in the auditorium to meet Magic Johnson, that would have been, oh man, I've been lifetime embarrassment, right? And so I wanted to re-energize my focus as a young person that my academics meant something. While we were in college, and rightfully so, the exploits of the Fab Five were the headline. But no one ever wrote that I made the dean's list. That never got written one time. Not once. And I remember watching all of these telecasts, calling me dumb, calling me stupid. I'm like, first off, you don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? Second, I got a level of street smart. They just give me like A++. I'm 4.6 there. You know what I'm saying? I'm 4.6. But that became a narrative that people make about you. And the reason why I'm going there with the narrative thing, because all of those people never thought he would be here. That young person never went to the dentist. I ain't go to the dentist till I was in the NBA. That's the first, that was not in the budget. That was not in the budget. So the things I did when I got to the league, went to the dentist and the dermatologist, because that's what people tease me about all of the time. Just like you have young people that you work with every day, that their peers teasing them all of the time, calling them dumb, like I was calling my classmates, saying you ain't gonna do nothing with your life. Look at your grade point average. Look at your family situation. You can't be nothing successful. Who are you? When we walk into our classrooms and we ask our black boys, what do they want to be when they grow up? I'm proud of the answer, and the answer is sad. Y'all know where I'm going. I'm proud of the answer. I want to be in the NBA. I want to be in the NFL. I want to be a rapper. I want to be an artist. I want to be an actor. I want to be in entertainment. I want to create content. But you know what we got to introduce them to? Being a contractor, being a welder, being a carpenter, being an entrepreneur, of course, but acquiring a trade to go with it. You can't have your dream job at 17. We got to work. I had so many jobs growing up, so many. Let me think about them out loud. Paper boy, that was an easy one, all day. And I'll put your paper in the door. I'm that guy. I ain't gonna just throw it. Like, I got great customer service. I'm gonna walk it up there, open the door. You know what I'm saying? I got you. It ain't gonna be wet in the winter. You know, I got the bag over the top. I used to get bags from the grocery store, the brown bags that put my papers in, and I like special delivery. Like, my people love me. Crossing, safety. I worked at an envelope company. I know how to drive a high-low. I have a chauffeur's license. I wasn't gonna be broke. And what you want to teach your young people to do is be multi-hyphenate. The beautiful thing about our people and our culture too, we set the table. We set the trends. We lead in the race. We need our young people to know, yeah, you could be a doctor. Yeah, you could play in the NBA, but you could do like 10 other things too. And challenge them on that and stand on it. I founded a high school that has a graduate. Matter of fact, one of our scholars in here, is my JRLA scholar still here? Please come up here. Give it up for him. Like this is when what you do in the community and you feel thankless, you feel overworked, you feel underpaid, parents getting on you, kids talking back to you, everybody not listening. And then you meet somebody like this, and it's worth it. It's worth it. And I'm going to have him, if you don't mind, he didn't know I was going to call him up here. He did not know. Please tell him your name, when you graduated from JRLA, and what your goals are.
My name is Ivan Williams. I go to Grand Valley. I graduated from Jalen Rose last year. I averaged a 3.0 in high school. And my goals are, I want to be a player agent or athletic trainer or both.
Very nice. Thank you, bro. Stay connected. So now, I hope the young people in the room and many of the adults actually caught the game that he was putting down. He didn't say none of the trades that I said. It's a lot of money in sports. If you want to work in sports, but it's only 400 uniforms. It's 40,000 jobs around the sport in medicine, as an agent, marketing, promoting, advertising. There's so many jobs that these young people can be exposed to. That's why it's important for us to say, yes, you are going to be in the NFL. I'm riding with you, yep. But what you doing this afternoon after school when you finish with that homework? You going to work first, or you doing your homework first? And failure isn't an option for our young people. We've overcome so much as a people, generationally. Slavery, 3/5 of a man, Jim Crow laws. They looked at us as 3/5 of a man. How disrespectful. That's just rude. That's just mean, right? That was us. That's how we were viewed. And you know what what society did? They left us behind. They bought up everything. They economically got a 400+ year head start on us. And I tell young people all of the time, don't get discouraged. Educators, don't get discouraged. We're looking up at the scoreboard, it's 400-0. And it's the fourth quarter. We still got to keep playing. We can't quit. We can't quit. And the first place young people find defeat is in adults. That's the first place young people find a defeat. They see it maybe in their household, maybe they see it on the block, maybe they see it in the people that are leading them. So it's very important for us to lead from the front. And also, encourage your young people, and this is a jewel, especially when you're black and or you're poor, especially if you're both. Own all of the things that don't cost money. What's up, fellas? What we doing back there? We invited y'all to come kick it with us. Y'all gonna listen? Come up here, y'all. Come here. Y'all come up here. I'll come back there too. I can see. I can't, my font is really big on my phone, but I can see y'all. Come on up here, fellas. I love y'all. It's all love. Come here. I ain't here to embarrass y'all. I ain't here to be mean to y'all. I ain't here to do nothing. Come on up here. Come on up here, because I love y'all. Come here. Give me some dap. I love you, young king. How are you? Yeah. What up, though? How you doing? What's happening? How you doing? What up? What's happening? How you doing? What up? How you doing? Come on up here. Come on. Family affair. We got room. We got room. You guys are why we here. Slide down, big fella, a little bit. Dap. What up? What's happening? What up? What's happening? What up? Give it up for him. Now, the only rule I'm going to ask you guys, because you guys were doing it over there, you can't now come up here and talk too. Is that fair? Yes, sir. Y'all got me? Yes, sir. Love. Okay. Are all of you guys like on the same team or from the same city? From the same city? What city? Give it up for K-Zoo. What up, though? Now, even for me, this is an area of growth and a learning experience for them. A human being got in the car 3 hours to come and spit some game for y'all that sadly all of y'all might pick up or none of y'all might pick up. Which one you gonna be? That's all this is about. These people in here have dedicated their lives, take time away from their families. They're overworked and underpaid and underappreciated to influence your life. Pick up the game that they putting down. You see what I'm saying? And because y'all high school kids, y'all a little giggly, I've been there, right? I'm gonna give you guys the mic. You're gonna pass it down. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this, right? So now, I want y'all to remember, this is being recorded. So think about what you're gonna say, because when you see yourself on the internet today, tomorrow, or in 10 years, you don't want to be the person in line that we all say, that's why they ain't do what they wanted to do with their life, because they wasn't listening. Oh, I see why he didn't make it. Look at him. Ha, ha, ha. I just didn't want to point directly at nobody because I didn't want to put that energy out there. So think about what you want to spread out a little bit, please, young kings. Spread out a little bit where nobody's in front of you. Spread out, please. Spread out, please. I'm going to give you each an opportunity to say your name, your high school, and what you hope to do after high school. All right?
Hi, my name is Savion Gardner. I attend Kalamazoo Central. And something I would like to do after high school is go to college for basketball and or be an electrician.
That's right, say it with your chest.
My name is Tyvon Jackson. I go to Kalamazoo Central. I plan on going to trade school after high school.
My name is Tamar Stewart. I go to Kalamazoo Loy Norix, and after high school, I plan to attend Western Michigan University for marketing.
My name is Damari Lawler. I go to Loy Norix High School in Kalamazoo, Michigan. After high school, I went to play basketball or go to trade school.
And so I want to give you some game. They finished their work in class, or they ain't went yet, so they're giggling and being silly while you going. This is a time for you to express yourself freely and really take serious the fact that you're going to do some amazing things with your life. All your goals are going to happen, young king. They all going to take place. But what happens is sometimes we allow our friends and our detractors, that noise, to take us off of our square. Background noise, right? Stay focused.
My name is Travion Dixon. I go to Kalamazoo Central, and after high school, I would like to be the jack of all trades and keep pursuing my acting career.
My name is Javion Buchanan. I attend Comstock High School in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I plan to play college basketball and get my degree in finance and be a financial analyst.
My name is Amir Tarver. I go to Kalamazoo Central High School, and after high school, I'd like to go to trade school or play basketball.
My name is Cam Bean. I go to Kalamazoo Central, and after high school, I want to play basketball in college.
My name is Corday Gordon, and after high school, I go to Lloyd Norris High School, and after high school, I plan on going to college and being a professional athlete.
My name is Dontre Henfield. After high school, I'd like to go to college and be a realtor.
My name is Keon Peak. I go to Lloyd Norris High School. After high school, I want to go to college and be an NBA player.
My name is Demetrius Bennett. I go to Lloyd Norris High School in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And after high school, I want to hoop in college.
My name is William Bledsoe, and I attend Lloyd Norris High School in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I would like to go to college for engineering and hopefully play basketball.
My name is Arias Jackson, and I go to Portage Northern High School, and after high school, I plan on playing D1 football, college football.
My name is Cardion Colbert. I go to Lloyd Norris, and after high school, I want to play college basketball.
You guys are why we're here. We want to influence you guys in a positive way. We want to be great leaders. We want to be great mentors. We want to be great teachers. We want to be great activists. We want to be the best versions of ourselves to show up for you, to put you in position to chase your goals and your dreams. That's why they're here. By the way, they got families. They got kids. You don't think somebody kid texting them right now? Mom, I'm hungry. Dad, I need some shoes. That's happening. It's happening on my phone. So, y'all keep up the good work. We love y'all. We proud of y'all. The sky's the limit. Y'all can go sit back down. Thank y'all for coming up. Please give it up for them. That's why we're here. Give it up for them. And so I'm not going to just talk about the solutions. I'm not going to just talk about the problems and not come with some solutions. So 15 years ago, I decided, along with my executive assistant, we were watching the news. And I noticed that they were opening up a lot of schools in Detroit because Detroit historically has one of the worst public school systems in the city, state, country, in the world. I kind of know because I went to a Detroit public school. I lived it firsthand. And I remember influencing young people via 5 scholarships each year, and I helped over 40 young people with scholarships to go to college from Detroit area public schools. Thank you. But the crazy thing is, I realized something. I'm literally tracking down counselors, I'm tracking down vice principals, I'm tracking down principals, begging them to try to get kids to apply to the free money I'm trying to donate. I'm driving around Detroit, going to high schools, challenging counselors, challenging administrators why don't you take this form and give it to all of your students so I could give them each $10,000? Why don't you do that? Can you please do that? And I really realized that while you're a product of the public school system and you're fortunate enough to make the kind of money to put your kids in private school, what's the balance? What's the happy medium? And I remember going to a legislative meeting in Lansing. It wasn't this. It wasn't authentic. And I remember sitting in a room watching so many people who have influence on what happens for education in the city of Detroit and in the state of Michigan. And I'm like the only black person in there. I'm like, so hold up. I'm like, hold up. So this room is going to dictate the kind of money that goes to the city of Detroit for public school education, the kind of resources that go to the city of Detroit for education. Bang, okay, this is systemic, got it. The quality of your education, unfortunately, is defined by your zip code. How many parents either in this room or know somebody that's like, I need to use somebody else's address? We shouldn't even have to do that. That's a different form of segregation. You live in 48235, and those schools have been crappy for the last 20 years, you still have to go to school there. That's how the system was so set up for so long, especially in sports. You know, you couldn't go to school in certain districts. This is crazy. So I'm like, all right, people will open in K through 5, K through 8. And I noticed something. Nobody's opening a high school. You know why? Because high school kids, like the young men that I just had up here, ain't considered innocent and cute and cuddly by society anymore. Oh, when we in 3rd grade, they love us. Donate, let's get some ice cream, let's color. You know why? Because we're still young and innocent. We haven't been exposed to what it's like to be black in America yet. So we ain't much of a threat. Notice, you take this game. When people swoop in to help the inner city, they always do it when we small. They don't do it when they high school age. So I independently opened up a high school. I am not politically driven. I am not a part of a network. When you see my pictures when we first opened the school, is 0 sponsors behind me. So if that didn't work, I would have been better off riding down the freeway throwing my money out the window. You got to commit to this. I don't got to tell y'all. Y'all committed to it. And so I independently opened up a high school. And I didn't want to start a high school that discriminated in any way, shape, or form. In other words, we're not a test-in school. For those that don't know, what is a test-in school? For example, Cash or Renaissance, 2 of the greatest schools in the country. No shots or shade. Give it up for both of those schools. I went to Renaissance prom with a girl when I was a junior. Loved them. All good. But those schools function as test-in schools, which means you need to have an X amount of great GPA, X amount of scores to get in before 9th grade, and or they'll test you out before 10th grade. So what happens to the other 98% of Detroiters? That's why I'm here. I'm gonna go grab them. And my first year, unheard of in high school education, they wanted me to start the school with all 400 students that the building can carry. I'm like, I live in this neighborhood. I am not about to open no school and be telling an 11th grader that's reading the 5th grade level that I'm gonna be able to turn them around in a year. I ain't even putting myself in that position. I see parents, I see uncles, I see grandparents. I am not putting myself in that position. So we're gonna stagger the enrollment. And you guys know, on an underfunded budget in Detroit at the time where public school kids were getting $7,000 per student, when Birmingham's getting $16,000 per student, I'm like, how am I gonna do this? I gotta write or raise it. And that's what I committed to do. So it was only 9th grade, because I wanted to create a culture. I ain't gonna just plop 400 kids in this building. I'm gonna start with only 9th grade. I had 120 kids that came from 45 different middle schools. Talk about a melting pot. 90% of them ain't doing math or reading at a 9th grade level. So when I meet them, it ain't, oh, I think I'm gonna send them to Harvard. That ain't even on my mind. What's on my mind is growth. How can we help you be better every day and put you in position to where you're not somewhere sticking a gun in somebody's face at an ATM machine one day? That's the work we do. And so tomorrow, coincidentally, I'll be standing on the stage graduating our 10th class. Thank you. Thank you. And the beautiful thing about it, as that young man that came to the stage will tell you, since I'm getting you at 9th grade and I know you're not doing math or reading, how can I further the relationship and your trajectory? And when I sat back and thought about something, the education system, in a lot of ways, is set up for us to fail because what dream job can you get after high school? Can you get a job at McDonald's these days after high school? I think they make you have a college diploma now. Dead serious. And I feel like I gotta be able to work at McDonald's. Like, come on, I done ate a lot of Big Macs at least, right? And so the point carries. The job ain't done after high school. So we coined what's considered a 9 through 16 model, where in school during the 4 years you're there, we have a team called secondary education. Their sole job is to get you ready for college while you're in high school, helping you with your test scores, helping you find colleges, helping you enroll in colleges. Once you graduate from school, still being a resource for you. And so what we now have done, whether it's 2-year community college, 4-year college or university, trade school, military, cosmetology, whatever they're into, we're still with them. And the dynamics of me living in the neighborhood and watching my junior working at the Outback, going to the airport, watching a graduate from a couple of years ago working at Clear. Like, the work is spreading out throughout the city and the state, and it's encouraging. So I'm here to provide each of you that are overworked and underpaid and underappreciated encouragement. Because the young men that I had on stage today, they're gonna run into y'all 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And they're gonna hug you, and they're gonna thank you, and they're gonna apologize to you. How about that? They're gonna finally apologize to you. I was immature. I was silly. I didn't listen in class. We did all of that as youth. But your influence on these young people's lives has and will continue to be paramount. Our black boys and girls need you. Keep up the good work, and I thank you. But also, I want to do something else. I want to take some questions. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes, ma'am.
Can everyone hear me? Hey, Danny Velez. I'm Associate Vice President of Missions Recruitment. Just want to let you know, if you want to ask questions, you have the WOVA conference app. If you navigate to the agenda and to this session, and right in that app you can ask your questions. There's a tab that says Q&A, and then the conference team will moderate the questions. So open up your app, the WOVA app on your phone, go right to the session in the agenda, click Q&A, and you can drop your questions in there and they will be moderated.
That sounds like work. That sounds like work. I don't see many people picking up their phones after that one, homie. We might have to change, you know what I'm saying, how we do this.
Or we can walk the mic around.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate the challenges of you being vulnerable and sharing what you experienced growing up in poverty. If you could go back to your third grade self, what would you tell these teachers that you needed from them? What did Jay need in third grade when you were battling the car with the hole in the floor and boiling the water? I know that story, bro. I know it, it's real. And so what would you tell your third grade teacher? What do you need from them?
What I would tell my third grade self.
No, your third grade, the professionals in the room.
Yes, sir.
What did Jay in the third grade need from all that you were carrying, walking in the classroom, being a scholar?
Absolutely.
What did you need from us?
Yes, sir. The pandemic reinforced what I'm about to say. Because during the pandemic, if you come from a family that had what I consider stability and some means, a lot of young people were able to flourish working from home in those environments. You got a quiet place to study. You have internet service. You have an actual computer. You have the autonomy of the home that gives you the space to work on your lessons. I also learned that inner city kid that I was, you don't have that space. I'm the youngest of four. Like I can't even turn the remote on the TV. I can't even watch what I want to watch because my brothers and sisters is watching the TV, you know? And so what I learned during the pandemic, the suburban kids were able to flourish because they had the means, because they were in their homes. The inner city kids like myself, which is why my mother wanted me to catch 2 buses, use school, use sports as an outlet, an escape. So when I come to you, get out of the house, get off the block, get out of the neighborhood. Like, this is where I'm coming to change my life. I'm coming to you guys because I'm telling you guys I want to do something special. That's why I'm at practice. That's why I'm at school. That's why I'm at the activities, because I want to do something special with my life. So for you and that third grader, what they need is love, nurturing, patience. And here's a big thing, over-communicate. And I do this a lot. You can almost say anything to somebody if you're smiling. Now, I do that sometimes when I'm mad at people. And then they're like, wait a minute, that's like death with 1,000 cuts. Like, what did you just say? Like, oh, they take them a mile to pick it up. But that's what I would say that third grader needs. Because there's a likelihood they're not getting it at home. There's a likelihood they're not getting it in the community. And I don't have to tell y'all because y'all live this. Y'all are doing more than educating and loving on kids. Y'all raising them. They with y'all all day. They're with you more during the day than they're with their actual parents. So that relationship and that bond is paramount, is what I would say. Thank you. I feel free now. How you doing, my brother?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I got a non-academic question. So I'm a director actually of prison education, and we formed some cohorts and talked about how peer support really helps push everyone through. So my question for you is completely non-academic. I'm wearing my blue and yellow today,
blue.
but I want to know who your favorite teammate is and how did that bond help your success throughout your life?
Oh, that's an easy one. The Fab Five. That's the easy. Give it up for my brothers, Chris Webber, Jawan Howard, Ray Jackson, Jimmy King. That's an easy one. And basketball was just a residue of our friendship. That's why people still, I believe, have love and respect for us now, because it was authentic. It wasn't manufactured. Like, we challenged each other on the floor, but we challenged each other in life. We moved as one. Even if we was going to a party on Friday night, like, we leaving at 10, where you at? You know what I'm saying? We held each other accountable. And what ends up happening in those situations is when you're honest with the people next to you that you love and trust, you can actually get real advice. What happens in our life, we got so many people that we call homies, we call friends, and that term gets overused like snitching. It's used poorly. I ain't gonna fall. Like that. And so I believe that relationship that I have with those guys and vice versa always holds me accountable. So many times we talking to people about, hey man, what do you think about this? But you're only telling them part of the story. So they're only giving you partial advice. If you can find those relationships, whether it's a parent, whether it's a friend, whether it's a sibling, whether it's a coworker, whoever it is in your life that you can now pour your truth into as a trusted source, now that trusted source, that trusted friend, that person that pushes you can give you real advice. Like, we just worked out, like, where you going? We about to play some 5-on-5. Like, where you going? You tired? So what? I'm tired too. That's how it goes. And also, they can stand in front of you at Tower Records when you're trying to steal Ice Cube's CD when it comes out. Which I might have did for death certificate. I needed that. And I got caught. And they came to train the table. And they embarrassed me. Well, I guess I embarrassed myself. I stole it, right? But yes, I feel responsible for the little lasers when you walk into the store and you got to take off the thing before you buy your item. I took pride in that. More questions, please.
Jalen.
Yes.
What up, though?
What up, though?
Westside Detroit, 6 Mile of Myers. I know you grew up on Apple-Line. God
yes,
bless,
indeed.
man.
Yes, indeed.
Real quick, I don't have a question, but what I want to say is I sincerely want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
There was 2 significant things that happened to me in 2011. One was you started JRLA. 2, I watched the Fab Five documentary for the first time. Very impactful time.
Thank you.
Now with that, I further found out that JRLA was founded in my neighborhood. So most of my family went to Vandenberg when it was Vandenberg Elementary School. So thank you for that. After that, I saw the documentary and I heard you founded a school. This was my freshman year in college. I was just blown away. I knew I had to do something. I wanted to be a part of it in some shape, form, or fashion. So that inspired me. So I got a group of my friends together, and in our sophomore year of college, we started a college access program for JRLA students called Men About Change Leadership Weekend as sophomores.
That's dope.
We didn't have any funding. We went around and begged businesses for food and everything. We housed them with my friends in their dorms to save costs and everything like that. But we had a tremendous time, and it was one of the most impactful things I've ever did in my life.
Brother. Thank you, appreciate that. That's love.
I'm proud to say now that I'm a 2-time graduate of Central Michigan University. I got my bachelor's and my master's degree from Central Michigan.
Wow.
And now I'm currently the program director for a program called Determined Dogs at Ferris State University, where I get to now go back and give back into those students and give them a chance at a college exposure experience and provide opportunities for them.
Yes, indeed. Thank
And
you, brother.
I would not be where I am and be doing what I'm doing if it hadn't been for the things that you did in my community to inspire me.
Thank
so
you, brother.
thank you so much.
Love, brother. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I still have the program from our time in college. I'd like to gift it to you,
Thank you.
if I can.
Love, bro. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, yes, indeed. Love. Thank you. God bless, bro. Any more questions?
One more.
And you know, I could do this all day. I don't know if I got time limit or whatever. I could do this all day. I'm warmed up now. It ain't even the fourth quarter yet. No, I'm joking. Kids like, we got to go watch the game. Ain't the game coming on tonight? Oh, the game on? All right, see y'all. One more question. All right, we're going to do two. I won't do long-winded answers. Young lady first. I got you next. Yes, please.
We were just wondering if you had any best practices for teaching reading at a secondary level?
Best practices reading at a secondary level. I haven't taught reading. I read a lot of magazines, newspapers, stats, books. I would say do a lot more reading. That's the, what is that, Malcolm Gladwell, right? 10,000 hours. They got to put them 10,000 hours in, and I ain't talking about AI hours either. We used to thought we was getting over with the Cliff Notes. They got AI now. I be 4.5 and not know nothing when I got to college. Yes.
Hi, my name is Savion. I'm a huge basketball fan, so I just had to ask, how did it feel to guard Kobe Bryant? Like,
he's a beast. I got you. And that's my guy. And I was there up close and personal when he had 81. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, young man. There are a lot of conversations about the GOAT, right? We're going to end it right now because that's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a year where he led the league in scoring, was the defensive player of the year, led the playoffs in scoring, was the MVP of the league, and the finals MVP when they won the championship. Like, I'm tired saying all of that. And he won the dunk contest that year. How about that? And to be all honest about the GOAT, he got 2 separate three-peats. How many three-peats do people that you're comparing him with got? That's why I bring Kobe into the conversation. Because I started to look at the landscape of how we cover the game, and I'm like, when did LeBron pass Kobe? Was that a year? Was that a ring? Was that a stat? So I'm still trying to, you ultimately can't say until the journey's done. They all deserve to be in this conversation. LeBron, he's top 5 for sure, top 3, top 5. Like, it ain't a diss to even have your name mentioned right now, right? It ain't a diss, but he deserves to be in that conversation for sure. Okay. All right. Last one. The gentleman over there. I'll make it quick. I shouldn't have let him talk. He already talked up here. My bad.
Jalen. We had one question over here, one of our students, and that is actually the last question. I'm on this side.
Okay.
Hello, Jalen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. My question is,
as a black man, I feel responsible for a lot of things that I feel like I can change. You know, if I see somebody who's struggling, I'm like, bet, let me help them. Now, I'm not at your level yet with how many people that I can help at one time, but how do you deal with that responsibility that you feel?
Thank you for your question. First, it's called the airplane theory. You know what the airplane theory is? When you sit in your chair, you put on your seatbelt, before the plane takes off, they tell you to secure your mask before helping others. That's the instruction. And I remember sitting there one time with my infant daughter and my mom. I'm like, whoa, that's a strong statement. Secure my mask first. Before I take care of my 90-year-old grandmother? Before I take care of my 2-year-old daughter? Our reflex is take the mask and give it to my daughter. Our reflex is take the mask and give it to my grandmother. But if you're not whole, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, financially, you can't give the best version of yourself. Right? And this work is tough. Right? Ain't this work tough? Right? Give it up for yourself for doing this tough work. And so there's no substitute for time. You're spending your time, you're lending your knowledge, you're lending your love, you're lending your passion, you're doing your best. But don't get frustrated when people don't take the lesson. Don't get mad or take it personal when you're trying to talk to 8 people and you think 1 or 2 ain't listening. Right? Stay encouraged, but secure your mask first. All right? I appreciate the love. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.